we have some Power Ranger news. We have some toy news mainly. Now, this article has come out from McFarlane. I think I got that right. Now, I don't know anything much about them, but it's been very interesting on two things that we could get, and I'll give my kind of thoughts at the end. So this is a press release. And basically the kind of rundown, it says McFarlane Toys have announced an exciting multi-brand licensing agreement with leading toy and game company Hasbro, adding Transformers, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe and Dungeons & Dragons to their Page Punchers lineup. Kicking off with Transformers and G.I. Joe products, each Page Puncher will include a full comic book and 2 articulated figures. Now, I don't know too much about them, as I say, so for me I was like, oh, okay, cool. So it's like Page Punches is an exciting program for us because it gets comic books into people's hands along with a fun toy product who might not otherwise shop at comic book stores. Parents enjoy them because they encourage reading, and collectors like them because they provide a unique and interesting character stories with articulated figures plus a full comic book in each Page Punches item we offer include value with this brand, said Todd McFarlane, founder of CEO McFarlane Toys. From Transformers and G.I. Joe to Power Rangers, Dungeons & Dragons, and all that. A number of Hasbro brands are known for their rich history and continued storytelling through comics. So that is basically the main thing. So I generally was just like, what the hell? What is this? I don't know too much about that. Could anyone talk to me about it? So Ranger Board over on Twitter, there we go. It's like, I don't know too much that other people talk about. They released the same saying, like, you know, they're teaming up with Hasbro, and it says, for unfamiliar with the Page Punchers line, each released comic comes with an exclusive comic book and 1 or 2 articulated 3 or 7-inch action figures. Now, I think what would be really cool is, I think the Lightning Collection is 6 inches, so it'd be kind of cool to actually put in, like, you know, go back to 6 inches so you could complete or have a special limited edition run, but 7 inches, fine. So here is an example of what it is. So I've seen these around. I'm not a huge fan of these ones whatsoever. I think this is the Page Punchers, which is the smaller one. This one, I don't know if it's super big, but it could be exactly the same, but there may not be that much articulation from what I can see in the knee joint. And then we have like the big bad boy right there, which is probably the ones that I would collect if I wanted it. Now, I asked again on Twitter, because again, I was like, I have no understanding about this. And my friend Mike put this out, and these are, I'm guessing, from his collection of how the figures kind of would look. And I imagine having these as Power Rangers would look really, really cool. So this is the figures that I would kind of want for the Lightning Collection. Would they carry on? I have no idea, but it does look really, really cool right there if you have a quick look. And then again, we've got these figures. Now, this is something that I would collect because they do look really cool. They are posable action figures. This is what I've always wanted from the Power Ranger line. And with the Lightning Collection, I do generally think that we get quite a decent figure. So if they turn around and say, hey, you do the Lightning Collection range now, this to me would be absolute golden. I would be really happy with this. Now, again, you have stuff which, you know, this is what some of the figures could look like. Apparently they didn't get the Batman thing right there or something like that from what I've seen. But if you imagine having Ranger toys like this, you know, I think it would work really, really well, and I think people would really like them. Looking at the amount of detail that kind of goes in with these sorts of things, I think, yeah, this looks really, really cool. Now, this could mean a lot more stuff when it comes to toys. We could see statues, we could see a lot of other things. Now, a few people at the moment are kind of concerned because if they don't do full runs of teams, which might be a possible thing, who knows what's going to happen? Are we just going to get more Mighty Morphing? Are we going to get the stuff from the comic books? There will be Ranger Slayer, Lord Draken, the Omega Rangers, and maybe not much else. Who knows? If we get a full team of Mighty Morphing, great. I'm not gonna lie, it seems to be what everyone seems to be putting out these days, and that's just a given. But could you imagine if they do decent toys for tons? Like, this is one thing I don't understand. When it comes to companies just dealing with, say, Mighty Morphing, there's a whole entire 30 years of what you can do. So you could easily be making more toys over time and making more money because you have maybe, 5, 6, 700 Rangers, whatever. Let me know how many Power Rangers altogether there are. But there's so much stuff that is out there that you could work with this. You could have this going for years. And maybe they could take over for doing the Lightning Collection, actually make them better rather than going all the way through. I mean, to be fair, right now, Hasbro is just absolutely messing up at everything, but hey, who cares? Anyway, I really wanted to talk about that. I really like the idea of someone taking the brand, but I think for me personally, I don't want this to be another Mighty Morphin cash grab. I would rather see toys coming out from other places, other lines or other parts of the franchise rather than the generic stuff that we've got, because it's not nostalgia. You're just basically saturating the market over and over and over again. Now, for me, would I collect them? I'd only collect the proper action figures. I don't like the kind of the mini ones, the page punches where it's just like, hey, it has 5 parts of articulation. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't particularly like that sort of thing. The only one I probably would pick up is Ranger Slayer if they never made anything else, but apart from that, I have no interest, and I don't want this line to die again. What do you think about Hasbro and stuff like that right now? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you very much for listening and watching. Check out the Patreon as well as the channel memberships. I am going to leave it there, so thank you once again, and I'll catch you in the next video. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimono Cat, Kira Stanada, Micah Baldwin. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。